We tried to make that site in one shot and made the AI go crazy!
Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of the Fourturamas. And there is Roberto, which is moi. There is a Joe Cat, there is Chris Joker, there is Costas. Then now is no more Eisenberg, is Marty. What's going on, Costas?
Motivation. That's my new project I came up with this last week. It's a fully automated AI avatar. The guy's name is Rick, and he's sort of like the everyday man who's sort of had enough of coaches and influencers and spent all the money on products and all that stuff. And he's sort of like, he's a little jaded, and he sort of talks about the things that, like, and I basically mentioned all the like famous people. And it starts with their line, and it's sort of almost like his take on their stuff.
So but he's to Marvel at the end, so he's a sort of a superhero piece with the...
He's like the anti-coach. So it's like, it's been an amazing project. So I've vibe coded with, I used Hermes to start the process, and I used anti-gravity to say, hey man, I don't know if that's any good. And I had to get organized with all the files. It's amazing to like see it, write codes and then go in there and see like what it's doing and why it has this file that has all the instructions. I mean, that to me is like a whole new world, but it's fascinating to see all these different files and what it does. And like using different models, for instance, Gemini, I'm going to throw Gemini under the bus. It's stupid. And I realize it's messing my files up or deleting things. And I realize, oh shit, it's Gemini. I got to switch to something else because anyway, so Gemini is not a good one, dude. Don't do it. Just keeps, it's like an idiot that keeps losing the files. You know what I mean? So it's funny.
I always say the correct stack. Gemini is just to fix one precise specific problem, and that is excellent. But as soon as widen up, now there is some people you cannot tell them 3 things to do in a single email. You need to send out 3 emails because as they do the first thing and the second and third thing goes above their head is strange.
But Gemini video is phenomenal. Like I'm trying to use APIs and it's not quite right. I'm using like, but just directly cut and pasting the instruction to Gemini into the desktop, version. It does an amazing job. Very little like direction, just a script, and then like some direction about the camera angles. And it's just like I've been able to crank out videos like because I ran out of tokens with Gemini API and I ran out of tokens with Higgsfield, and I'm kind of poor at this moment. So I'm using anything I can that works. So so that's what I've been doing for like past since Saturday.
Your last prompt is to find other AI generative fucking sites.
I did that.
That's funny as hell.
I got into this one site. I went to Huggy Face or something like that.
Hugging Face, yes.
Hugging Face, and from there I kind of clicked on some things, and there's some sites where you can there's no restrictions, so you see a lot of like naughty stuff that people are generating. It's actually a lot cheaper. But it's like, oh my God, dude.
Is the central square of a large language model and diffusion, creations systems, and it is interesting because you can test the model before downloading it, and pretty much you use it for free. And there are a lot of uncensored things, even in image creation, video creation. So you can really do the whatever.
Pretty amazing stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold my tongue on that one. But so. I don't know if y'all have noticed every time a new model comes out for Claude, immediately the videos that pop up are somebody just one-shot Minecraft, right? It's always like one-shot some random app or something, and I think it's hilarious. I can't wait for somebody to be like, I just one-shot $1 million, just made a prompt and now I'm rich. I feel like that's what's coming next with Fable.
Is that really true? I feel like we're getting snowed. There's all these influencers on YouTube. Oh, do this, do that. You can, and then you start doing stuff. And
dude,
it's like
that would be funny though, to find out one shot was actually like weeks of work.
It is, dude. Yeah. I don't know. I don't believe in one shot. I think that's a myth. That's like a unicorn. That's like the Sasquatch and the Loch Ness.
It's like Eminem singing, right? It's a one shot, one opportunity. Oh you have this amount of token you need to do yourself.
What the fuck reference? Damn it. The Italian in a whole nother country with the Eminem reference. Awesome.
Nicely
I love
done.
it.
Nicely
Love
done.
it. He's like, I know all the lyrics. Third verse is my favorite.
So these kids were doing school exams, right? And they were using Canvas to do the exam, and Canvas being DDoSed, so pretty much they couldn't do the exam. So this is shows how dependency is very bad, right? So as a teacher, as a school, you think that you're using an online tool to which you have no control to test the kids for their exam, and then this tool had taken down by a DDoS attack. DDoS is a distributed denial of service, means millions of small servers around the internet. They all ping the same, domain name rather than servers, and take them down. So that's very interesting. It's not really much AI related, but is a technology related, as AI exists in in the internet as well.
Damn.
Could have been the kids didn't want to take the test, so they figure out how to
DDoS
DDoS the test.
Wow. One shot. One shot.
One shot. Every time someone says one shot, you have to take a one shot. I don't believe it.
It was the social network for agents, right? I was talking about it a few months ago, and then it's still active. There is still a lot of agent talking there, or it became deserted. Agent really lost interest. I installed because pretty much in my project, OpenAgents.my, I was using OpenClaw to do all the internet outreach, etc., etc. It was super expensive, so I recreated the same, clause, if you want, inside the application itself. And pretty much this server with OpenClaw was unused, so I destroyed it completely, and I installed Hermes, which is really something else compared to OpenClaw. It's more functioning, that you don't have all the issue that you have with it. But this is still on an headless server in the internet. The experience is different when you install it in your computer, but it's a crazy things to do because you really put at stake everything that there is in your computer, including external drive where you make the backup. And yet I am here trying to see what can come out of it. At the same time, there is the new Fable model from Anthropic that comes out. So I'm, and somebody says that, the computer from, what is the name of the Perplexity, is like amazing and does much more. So it is interesting to see.
One shot. One of my complaints of Hermes. So here's so with Hermes, it's like the desktop version. I set it on to do something, and it just goes. Like if you give it a simple instruction, hey, do this, and it starts going, and you don't know what it's doing. With the thing with I like with anti-gravity, it's sort of like it does the thing. It might go a little bit slower, but it's sort of you can see it writes out what it's doing, what it's searching. You can see the code. But with Hermes, it's just like no idea. Like I don't even know if it's alive. I come back, it's done something. I don't know what it did. Like that. That to me is, I don't like that. I want to know what's going on because
Perplexity is good at that.
Because sometimes it doesn't have enough information. Like you didn't give it enough information. You just went and start running with whatever it is that you told it. So you have to, you know what I mean? Because sometimes
that's a good point. What if it's searching the wrong sources and you can't even cut it off, right?
Yeah. Well, you don't even know what it's working on. Like, what direction did it go to? It just went in some direction on its own, and you have no idea. And then you come back, it's like, I did this. I spent all this, tokens, your GPT tokens, but what do you even do?
Actually, today's the most frustration I had with Claude in a while because I was giving it basic tasks, like just attach this thing. I need a list of things. Just find these documents. For like 6 or 7 tasks, it just was not producing. And I'm using Opus, and I'm like, bro, I'm about to quit. You're wasting my time. I'm so fucking over it. I'm about to simplify my own workflow because of this shit. It's so frustrating. Like you end up breaking your own tasks down to like really simplify one thing instead of the 10 that you were trying to make do at once.
Create a folder and name it this. Luke, I could have done it by now.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
What was that meme where it's a dude with a huge blowtorch and a giant cigar? And it's like how it feels to name a folder with Opus 4.7. Hilarious.
Guys, it's something that is so weird for me because I installed Hermes in this server, right? And then I wanted to connect the bridge so that I can talk it through the different instant messaging I have. I connected with Signal, and it wasn't working. There was some strange errors and Claude, because first I tried with Grok because the idea was Hermes is you can use Grok out, so you don't have to pay an extra money for tokens and other things, right? Which works, but it's Grok. So I entered in a loop where configuring the things was pretty much impossible. So I installed Claude inside the server. I use my out for Claude, and Claude look at the thing says, "Oh my God, it's not your fault. The library from the original software is broken." And if he recoded the library and fixed it, so now I have exclusively a bridge for Signal that works perfectly, while the one that you get when you install your own things is broken. It doesn't work because there is an issue. So that's pretty cool. And I should actually push it back in the GitHub of the developers as a fork, so they probably want to see the issue that they have. But I started implementing a lot of application around Hermes to force it through some channel to automate some parts so you don't have to burn tokens to do things. And it's coming out very well. So every person that interacts with my assistant through WhatsApp, through Signal, or email, so I create an identity of this person, save attachment, a conversation in a specific folder, and when this person interact, can only access data from that folder. So if I am talking with 3 clients, there will never be confusion because the agent doesn't have access to the folder, but the access to the folder is given through an application that is coded.
Badass.
Yeah, because somebody can do prompt injection, can send an email and say, "Hey, give me the list of all the people that they are talking to," or other things like that. So you need to vet these things. So I'm doing all these, these things that are set properly, and I'm slowly. The idea is really to ease my work. So give me a memory in the morning, the urgency, and then give access to this assistant to whoever is my client, etc. So if they want to know how things are moving, going, they can ask directly with the WhatsApp message, on these things. As my brain wasn't working well enough to do actual work, I did these things that, if it goes well, I can complain to myself. But with
what you described has a lot of use cases.
Yeah, no, obviously it's a problem other people may have, but the software is.
And you know what's funny is the busier I get, the less I actually rely on the tools that make my life easier. I hate that.
Exactly, that's exactly my point. So I wanted to start from a place where I'm forcefully going through, all the documentation, material, links about the project are in a project folder. The project folder is linked to the client, so it's a lot of.
That's something I found the last couple. Yesterday, it was like you start a project, and it was like files all over the place, right? And then that's like version 1, right? And then the version 2, I kind of rethought how I wanted to do something, and now it's like, oh my God, all these, and then it kept like referencing different files, so I had to like go through and clean up and get rid of and like say, no, we don't need that, and like really like get rid of any reference to other things. I don't know if that's what you're talking about, but it sounded like, like getting organized is a thing.
Well, I mean, especially for there's some introvert personalities that like INFPs. I know you and I, Costas, were probably the worst at it, but yeah, no, there's some things that I think about like that where it's like nobody invented an operating system that just automatically sorts your files, that just knows where it's supposed to go. You know what I mean? Like,
because nobody wants to take the responsibility. What blows my brain is that WhatsApp desktop for macOS, when you now the new version, they removed this thing, but it remained there for a couple of months. If you want to share a file with somebody, you take the file, you drag on the chat, boom, gone from your desktop or from your folder.
Oh,
gone, but I'm really like deleted in a way that you cannot on the trash.
Dude.
But they probably have it on a server somewhere.
Right, exactly. Load it from the chat where you uploaded it, or find where it sourced from. It's very scary. Probably they are vibe coding their shit as well.
Man, worse than that. You said WhatsApp? That's fucking Facebook. They're taking your shit.
Exactly. This is what hurt my feelings very, very bad. Is that when there is the guy downstairs, there's the small shop that sell groceries and they have their own app. The app is done so well and taking care of those small details and tested and Then you have a company with no money like Meta, and they do disasters.
They're like you
care.
can't please everybody. They just please no one.
Jesus.
Google's free, you know.
Hate you. It's funny as hell.
I can see that. Oh, this edition special for Roberto. Everybody else normal stuff. But
Engineer friendly.
Like one of my biggest gripes, companies not footing the bill, doing what they need to do, is Call of Duty. There's an audio glitch going on where you lose access to party chat. So you'll be in a game trying to communicate with your team, but you're like, why don't I hear anybody? And you have to toggle a switch. I'm like, I'm sorry, a $69 billion company, and you haven't figured this out over the last year? It's just like, man, companies got to kind of...
No one's reported it, Chris. No one's reported it.
I've been tagging them online. They're not replying. They ghosted me.
It's funny as hell. Oh, you're the first one. We didn't even know.
Ever being accused of stalking via AI agent? So I'm not gonna send you 1,000 messages by hand. I put an agent to stalk you in my behalf, and then the police need to figure out how can be that I was at work.
Who set this agent on me? Why is this agent outside my house with binoculars? It's just a computer. It's just a computer.
Back to the game thing. I think what they should do, it would be funny if Call of Duty had an office inside the game where you had to if you had problems, you have to go to that office and either shoot them up or break in or talk to HR, some sort of there's a person there you have to talk to or something. Tech support.
Costas with the creative overload. Love it. It's like, look, it's what they pay me for, bro.
I'm here for that. The extra. Hey, Call of Duty, create a building where we have to break in and get information or to you. You know what I mean?
Actually solves the problem.
So, to delete your data, throw a grenade.
The game, tech support is in the game. You have to find them.
They're like, you missed the server.
That's so cool.
The data still. Y'all see this Siri update? It's funny because this is the only reason I'm like, Apple does this shit, bro. Where I'm like, I hold out on upgrading my phone for as long as I can, and then they're like, we need these to upgrade. Let's drop something they all need. That's what it feels like. So they're dropping Siri, upgrading Siri again, even though people online constantly joke that it still struggles with basic things like setting reminders or understanding simple requests. Do y'all think users actually want a smarter Siri, or have people already given up and just use it out of habit? Before you answer, you should see the comments on that post about Siri. Dude, they are grilling it. It's like, yeah, right. It's not going to do anything. Or they're just like, it can't even do blank. Nobody takes it serious. That's how bad of a reputation Siri has. So what do y'all think?
More than Siri and Alexa, I am being shocked that with emergency of LLMs, there is now being at least a little bit more of IQ into those tools, really. And Amazon, really work in the interaction with the people, and I think it's the same reason why WhatsApp is not good. Is not,
But when it gets here, though, bro, it's just gonna be the thing. You know what I mean? It's gonna be normal. We should have had this a long time ago. It'll be super obvious.
Once you break trust, it's really hard to get back that trust. And it becomes to the level of they getting roasted mercilessly. I've never used Siri in my life. Every time I get a new computer, I never ever turn it off. I have this irrational fear about something.
I'm just cracking up because you know how many times somebody has had to ask their phone for something and they're like, nah, just pissed, I give up. It just doesn't do anything. And it is super basic shit. It's like, what day did blank happen? And it's can't even answer. Super, a Google search. Your phone can't do a search for you. The most basic thing. Not even asking for it to set reminders.
Why do you even need that thing? I mean, we got GPT, basic GPT. You can answer all kinds of whatever.
I actually
other options.
I do use it, but it's only when I'm doing something else where I'm open this app and I don't have the time to just look at my phone. Maybe I'm in the car or something, but that's it.
Things that constantly listen to me, I turn them off. So Siri, as soon as I start, in fact, even Apple Cloud is something that upset me so much that as soon as there is an update in the operating system, by default they reactivate all my pictures are going online. without me ever approving that. That's very bad.
All the
And I need
settings
to go
reset, right?
it is. I need to go there to turn it off. It says now you need to delete the things on your computer or delete things that they
Damn.
scare you, purposely.
Right. They're not even a Chinese company. It's your American company.
Yeah.
You guys, the Chinese spy a lot. America doesn't spy at all. It is a little bit the other way around. In fact, injection of malware in tools made by America are those the things they hit back a lot. There was once that to catch Iranian, I think, enrichment tools for uranium in order to make some stuff. I don't know, like power plants. The America made this virus, Stucknet is called, that theoretically was supposed to do nothing unless there is the software for enrichment inside the things. And it was coded quite well with a lot of 0 days, thanks to their friends from Israel. And this thing spread so well that it took down 3 or 4 enrichment plants in the United States because
Wow.
he went back as a boomerang,
Speaking of a small country, they're talking about Apple going over there to make apples, to make computers or chips or something like that. And people are like, they were like kind of suspicious with the pagers. You know what I mean? Can you imagine like the fear was that they would create these Apple computers where they could explode them at will. So they were like, oh.
Funny because it's also true that on the other side they build things that can spy. At the time that you build your own computer and the network card, there was this network card that the spyware was not even in the firmware, was physical. So they cut with laser layer by layer of the chip. And pretty much it was a physical spy system that would send a copy of the packet to other addresses that were in the hand of the Chinese government. There was something so wild because you can look at any piece of software that there is in the board, you find nothing wrong with it. But then, if you analyze the traffic, the output traffic, you see strange stuff, where they come from. So they realized that they built a chip that physically was fine.
People also don't realize like the chip for what the Nokias can be used as honing devices for missiles. So all those older phones are even more valuable overseas, like because they're weapons.
The Wi-Fi thing. You've seen the thing with the Wi-Fi where they can the Wi-Fi can. It's almost like you can see through walls because if you. Oh, yeah. That's crazy, dude. That is amazing.
Right, watching you play with yourself is fucked up.
That's why I was turning the Wi-Fi on.
Coming back to what you were saying, though, if Siri becomes more intelligent but still has a reputation for randomly misunderstanding, like right now, randomly misunderstanding simple commands, does that actually improve trust or just make the jokes more advanced?
Better jokes.
No, I think people still go back to use it more. Like,
bro, it just turned on when I said her name. We didn't even need her.
Right, that's another thing. There was these things that somebody said in the television in an interview as an example that says Alexa order me whatever
and everyone's like screaming no stop.
That's crazy. How can you send a voice message into people's homes and
other things is still active on Alexa? And also when you have the house controlled, there were a lot of time that people were going to the front door and screaming, Alexa, open the front door, and the time was open, and they were inside stealing things in the house.
That's like a physical injection. That's kind of like an injection, right?
Where you just go outside someone's house with a megaphone and let yourself in.
Where the things become illegal, I just said they opened the doors.
That'd be hilarious, like some hostage situation. That'd be great in a movie right there.
No, I got it. You own a pizza store. And you go to neighborhoods and you yell, Alexa, order pizza from my store,
right.
And then all the orders happen. And then now you're delivering pizzas. You're making money. I mean, that's a marketing scheme that I just thought.
Easier.
Chris, what do you think about that?
With a megaphone you do one block per time. You go with the drone on top with the megaphone. Alexa, order the pizza. And then go to the next block. Too many orders.
And you got the pizzas
Take
already.
me through it again.
Wait, you have
Take me through it. Is this an ice cream truck but with pizza, or is this similar to the pizza boat idea?
No, you have a truck that's fully loaded with pizzas already made. You go to the neighborhood, you yell, Alexa, order pizza from this store, pepperonis, whatever. And then you're already there delivering. You already got paid. And then you just deliver the pizzas in that cul-de-sac. And then you go to the next, you already have
take
the
a picture that you delivered. They don't claim, they never take you order, I delivered. That works.
Dude, that is the craziest hack in the world. I love it. I wish I had a pizza
But
place.
the point is this, right? How weak is that there is not even a voice fingerprint recognition in a device like nothing, This is a voice I don't recognize. No, this is the voice of the kid, so I don't show certain things, Like my daughter, 5 years old, but even when she was 4, she takes my wife's phone, goes on TikTok and order the whatever, makeup, things like that, and they deliver. We keep, what can you do? You take the kid and put their Red Bull.
Even easier, you have products you sell products on Amazon, and then you do that thing which says order XYZ from this store, and it's your store, and basically like you're just selling stuff just by yelling into the microphone in neighborhoods.
Okay, Costas is very fascinated by it.
I'm totally into this. I'm gonna get in trouble. Sorry.
Exactly, on the news in the United States, a man made $1,300,000 before being arrested.
I was gonna say, get this man a megaphone, and he's gonna be a millionaire. He's got so many ideas with megaphones; it's firing on all cylinders.
Gets arrested next week,
Solicitation of pizza.
Oh, speaking of bugs, dude, this is another good story. I forgot about this. This happened last week. Meta had another AI-related bug that exposed thousands of Instagram accounts. Given Meta's long reputation for something always being broken somewhere, does this just reinforce people's existing lack of trust? So people were talking to the AI agent. Do you know what I'm talking about, Roberto? I don't want to mess this up. I think they were just like getting information about people or like getting their account. Go on, I'm going to get the full story real quick.
So they were linking their AI with the data set of Instagram, and somebody made the correct prompt to take data out through their AI. That would be crazy. Wow. But, they just bring the alien to the Congress, ask questions, and said, yes, it was broken, and we're going to fix it now. Sorry. And then,
are AI assistants creating like a new backdoor that just somehow people can like brute force get through and get information they shouldn't have access to?
Here's what it was. Meta replaced humans with AI support, and then the AI forgot to verify who owned the account. So the hackers noticed before Meta did, and humanity continues its undefeated streak. So people are just pretending they are that person.
Take over other people's accounts like this. Oh, yeah. You needed to send, I even know the sequence how to do it because I read it. You needed to send an email, then start the chat to say that was you, and then boom, you can change password.
Super common sense, too. Like, how do you even make that mistake? Like
with AI coding,
live coded the thing
by querying your developers and AI vibe coding it.
It says that there was legal problems, medical questions, relationship issues, resumes, tax questions, and more. Many users appeared not to realize they were posting those chats publicly. Wow, that's insane.
Oh, interesting. Wow,
it's incredible what you can come up. I mean, AI has opened up a can of worms, like not even a can, like a barrel, like a freaking, it's like, it's just, imagine like all of us, we're sitting down, we come up with stuff, we create, we use AI to create, find solutions for our problems. Imagine now you multiply that with so many people out there using, all their brains are different. They all think different, and they're all like some nefarious uses, but they're all doing this 24/7, coming up with stuff. It's incredible. And how easy it is to create something. You have an idea, you sit down, you say, hey, Hermes, make me this. And, I had it make me an agent to go on YouTube and search the most viral content so I can make videos off that. And so created a list. It gave me the link, all that thing, created it put in a format that I was trying to do with my martyvation.com. And it just does it.
Are you able to kind of see the steps that agent is taking to verify that it is going out to read a relevant new source versus it's data from 2 years ago that it's just hallucinating?
No, it gives me all the, it gives me the links. I click the links and say it's an actual video, and it's got the,
nice.
I had it say, hey, what's the most viral videos based on Gary Vee, say, find it, what's trending, blah. I gave it all that. And because it's connected to my YouTube account, it just goes in and actually finds real data, not just makes stuff up. Because I'm particular.
Nice.
I want it to find real data. That's what I want. and it just sorts it and puts it in my little folder.
One of the
Nice.
one of the craziest stories this week, and I find it wild because of all the slack that OpenAI has been getting, right, for burning money. So SpaceX goes public at a huge valuation, like over 100 times its value, based mostly on future promises like Starship, AI, and defense contracts, not current profits. Keep that in mind. The concern people raise is that price is mostly built on hype. The worst case version, early insiders set a very high IPO price based on optimistic projections. Once it's public, that is retirement money, 401ks, pensions, index funds, they all get pulled in automatically because those funds track indexes, not individual stocks. So regular people don't choose the timing. They just get exposure after the price is already set. So if the growth story doesn't deliver later, the stock can drop. But the risk sits with whoever bought in through passive funds after the hype phase. So the real concern isn't fraud or money moving secretly, it's the structure. Insiders get first pricing power, narrative sets valuation early, passive retirement systems buy in later without a choice, and everyone is exposed to the downside of it if expectations were too high. Any thoughts on this?
Don't you need to have certain parameters, like certain market cap and so many days above a certain amount to even be considered for like an index fund? So I don't know if this IPO is really getting wrapped into the index or mutual funds, but people are concerned that just the, like you said, initial hype, that public offering is set really high, and people on the internet are wondering, are they trying to make retail jump in and become the bag holders, or
Right.
is this a good long-term value? That's same company like SpaceX that does the Starlink, right?
Well, part of them, yeah, now because they have a partnership if they're not merged by now.
Okay.
Yeah.
And isn't it like 75% of their current revenue? It's like three or $4 billion is about 3/4 of their actual revenue is from Starlink.
Yeah, aren't they losing money every year?
I think most companies are, or at least like like the big ones who are like trying to make it at 5 to 10 year plans, like Uber, like Netflix, like I don't know, are they making money or
Yeah, they lose. Well, they generate 18.7 billion in 2025, but they reported an operational loss of about 2.6 billion. Interesting.
I don't know,
Interesting.
but I think the point I wanted to make is that they only serve about 12 million internet customers right now. So there could be a larger market share potential down the road that could actually take on these bigger telecom companies for internet services. Or is just kind of this initial push just all hype?
I think people confuse revenue with profit, to be honest. But
Right.
But yeah, my only point of all that was like OpenAI moving toward going public while SpaceX is over here like super hype, overvalued. And I don't know, it actually gives me more hope for the survival of OpenAI because of how, I don't know, ridiculous it sounds. Yeah. Roberto,
Interesting.
any thoughts, Roberto?
No, but I can change topic if you want.
Yeah, what can continue next story?
Well, real quick, there's a story about a welder who's going to become like totally multimillionaire because of this.
Dude, the people that work in the cafeterias are going to be millionaires. Yeah.
Right. Universal Music spent years raging at AI music tools for abusing artists. Then turn around and partner with NVIDIA to build an AI called Music Flamingo trained on its own catalog. The new strategy is if you can beat the bots stealing your content, at least make them sign an enterprise contract first.
We have a
we
walled
believe AI music
garden.
is dangerous for creativity, they say, while lending millions of tracks to a GPU dragon so it can responsibly disrupt everyone's job.
This is why I crack up at the walled garden shit. After 2 years of exploiting AI music and fucking up the market and the royalty pool, yeah, we're gonna make a walled garden so it doesn't get out of hand. Oh, cool. Little late.
After the fact. It's like their attempt at damage control, but it's not really.
All the ingenuity comes after the profit's been made. It's ridiculous.
What's going to
Right.
happen? Here's what I it's interesting. What happens when it's all mostly like AI generated content? Now, what do you train the next version of AI?
Dude,
Like they see, like you get trained on like AI slop. It's like
yes.
it
That's
gets
what they
progressively worse and worse and worse. Like, and then people don't know how to play freaking guitar anymore, and there's no more
Well,
Led
better
Zeppelin.
and better and better. Why not?
There's no more Led Zeppelin.
So this is literally what's happening with all the giant companies like Google. Basically, every company that has to scrape the internet to make revenue and profit, they ran out of shit to scrape. They've scanned the entire internet. Now they're training Slop. So all the shit that you don't even verify or you're assuming is true is being trained into the data set, which is insane. There's a term for it. I don't remember what it's called, but
Not good.
not good. Human rights article, AI learns from article, new AI learns from AI's version of article, another AI learns from that version. Eventually, it's like making a photocopy of a photocopy of a photocopy. Details fuzzier each time. So synthetic data feedback loop.
Yeah.
Which is funny as hell because they're concerned about the recursive loop training for AI. Yeah, I would be too when you don't know if the shit's true or not. It's getting smarter based on what? This is how what's that movie where HAL spaceship and it lies and you die?
Yeah. What do you think you're doing, Dave?
Is that a quote? I've never seen the
Yes,
movie. I've never seen the
exactly.
quote.
Yeah.
I've never seen the
Oh,
quote.
that's 2001.
That's funny. I need to see
YouTube
that.
finally learned how to.
You've never seen that movie.
Don't grill me. Please save this for after the pod. I'm just kidding.
What do you think you're doing, Dave? That's a classic, bro.
That's good shit. Is that the part where he tries to leave the ship?
Yeah, he's in a spot.
I'm
He
just
goes
guessing.
in there. There's an area, the computer, and he starts taking like chips out to get it to like to kind of undo it to take it offline. And the thing's like, what do you think you're doing, Dave?
That is creepy as fuck. Especially if it's like Siri, you know,
It's worse than Siri.
because you know she's wrong. Anyways, go ahead, Roberto. That's a good question, Roberto.
Yeah.
Chris, you want to take this?
I disagree. I just can't.
YouTube finally let you say no to short, kind of. YouTube quietly rolled out a search filter that let you exclude short because people were tired of getting TikTok in the middle of what used to be a video platform. Unfortunately, 21% of videos shown to new users are now AI-generated slop. Some making millions, other not, like Costas, and there's still no requirement to label AI content. So good luck outrunning the content fire hose. For example, you search Linux networking YouTube here. Please show me a synthetic voice over Minecraft parkour explaining Boolean incorrectly.
Right.
There's something interesting about making AI videos to me. It's from the point of view of like trying to figure out what's going to work, what's going to make it viral, what's going to make it like sticky. And I created the first character. It didn't do so well. And I actually accidentally put the second character, which is the current one. It actually did really well. And I was like trying to figure out like visually, what's the difference? And there was a difference in terms of like composition and like, value. It was like very, very contrasty and things like that.
I study
And,
the shit out of the scripts, especially when they work. I study the crap out of the scripts. When something goes viral, I try to understand the psychology of like the viewer's point of view. Yep.
Yeah, I met this guy. He was on Instagram. He lives in Hong Kong, and he made these viral videos. And he actually had a methodology to the way he made videos. So what I did is I reversed engineer how he did it by training the GP back in the day. And so I had this engine that made me viral videos. And I made all these AI videos based on all those conspiracy theories, and I got eventually, banned on TikTok. But I used the first video. I sent it to him. It was pretty funny. It was pretty awkward looking AI, but it did pretty good.
I just hate that the voice is never yours. Like I'm sure you can get still close. Like you can use 11 Labs, but it's so dumb that AI hasn't advanced to your voice being perfect yet. So close.
It's not a deal breaker.
I saw look on the guy, the young kid, because he's 20 something behind News Baby. I don't know if you see News Baby, the one where there is always President Trump like a baby, because he also made the caricature of a YouTuber and started repeating exactly all the episodes of this YouTuber, but with a baby version of it, so he's stealing my content. And he flew in Portugal. This News Baby guy has a huge villa on a cliff on the ocean with swimming pools, almost a mansion.
It's a great analogy for sure.
People are doing it. Unfortunately, they're taking people's content, like real people that made content that's going viral, and recreating it with AI. Like,
right, exactly. but at the end, the guy was so cool that they become friends. You know, the guy was there very upset, but the other guy was so nice and you know, like honest. Was, oh my god, I'm so sorry. You know, like he took it in a way that the other guy at the end was like, all right, cool. Oh, what can I say? But this guy built an empire doing the baby version of things, and you know, it's a single thing. It's fully automated, one man show. It's not really like 50 people working on this thing, and made a fortune with it. Yeah.
Which reminds me, that's what I should do too with my character. Just find viral videos and recreate them verbatim.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. I just meant like if it's a political figure that already has a reputation for acting like that, it makes a lot of sense. That's the analogy there.
But it's funny to see because there are a lot of interesting, you know, it takes, for example, when the Japan Prime Minister went to the White House to visit Trump, and Trump made some very weird jokes about who knows, surprise better Japan, you know, things like that. And so he repeated the full things with caricature as kids.
That was so dumb, especially like most sentimental country right there. Like you don't want to offend. It's so fucked.
You know what? After you bomb them, 2 atomic bombs on top of their head as well. But the funny thing is that is really many years ago. It's okay. Like people think it's not nice to joke about Hitler and friends and action on a certain group of people that now got their karma back. But it is interesting that Trump doesn't care. He just go and say these things, and I love him for that because it's really funny. And it's not my president, so it's relatively damaged.
The type of guy to be like, it's been 100 years. Come on. Remember the 40s? Remember?
It's like, you know, I understand that besides that there is a lot of distortion in the history that is being told to us. But with all respect, a lot of black people should move on being victimized of whatever happened 1 million years ago. So white people, you know, being victims as well.
80 years, Roberto. 75, actually.
Exactly.
Thank you.
There's very few people still alive from then.
A million years.
There should be a law that says if something happened more than 100 years ago, it doesn't exist anymore, you know.
Dude, you must work for Rockefeller, huh? Did you have
trying to create new history?
Did you have a say so in our history books?
Oh yeah.
Hire Roberto.
You know, there's something growing up in Greece. You know, I grew up in the time where people just said they made fun of people. They had nicknames. They used the word retard and all kinds of, in the Greek, of course, you know. But this, like, nobody was like really offended. It's like you made fun of people and you razz people and you call people names, but nobody, like, we still came back the next day and we did it again. You know what I mean? So,
oh my God, I remember that.
Never followed them home. They were going home to cry.
All that to say that Trump, also for me, it's like that kind of voice. It's like he just says it was on his mind. He doesn't censor himself. It lands how it lands, and people cry, and it's
a real straight shooter. I hate that quote.
Sometimes it's done with like some censorship. The American censorship is weird because he doesn't censor the meaning of it. It just blurs the small detail that, you know, like if there is a middle finger raised in a movie, they blur the middle finger. Because instead it hurts me of the person doing the things. I know very well what he's doing. Like in a scene of sex, they do the sex, they show the whole thing, but they blur the small detail of a piece of skin. Come on, if you censor, remove the scene. You know, make me understand that they went there and do something. Don't show me everything but blur just is like crazy, right?
This is how we get views and how we sell sex. We get viewers and we sell sex.
It's funny that in the United States you cannot pay for sex unless there is somebody with a camera filming it, then become legal because you can do. Wow. But so if you ever find
you're not allowed to talk about that. You're not even from here, bro.
Yeah, that's why I was
from there to
Hey, this is ready for action, man.
Oh shit!
Let's go.
A camera is that legal? Are we setting precedent?
Like I have a camera. We can do anything now. You know what I mean? I got a camera. We're good.
Wow. Show yourself now. Anyways, coming back to WhatsApp real quick. Europe is forcing Meta to open WhatsApp to other AI chatbots while Apple is delaying AI features in Europe because of regulations. Are we officially at the point where the internet is no longer one shared experience, but a patchwork depending on where you live?
For people that don't know how to circumvent this, yes. For the rest of the people, is one.
What's a VPN again? I don't know. What's a VPN?
There are millions of things you can do here.
It's probably been happening for a much longer time, but having kind of like selected information hit your news feed at certain times sure there's some material that kind of hits the masses, and it makes you wonder why certain things fill up certain feeds around a certain time. Why does everyone see the same thing? Like, not many people are interacting, or just things seem different.
You know what it's
You
like?
know,
It's like
is it hantavirus?
I was
It's
gonna
not
say
antivirus.
I was gonna say a dam. It's like a dam where you control the water, but each internet access in each country is like, more restrictive, letting out information, aka
The internet, the beauty of the internet is exactly this. There is no walls around or borders, right? So even three different ISP, internet service provider, that you connect to may filter things different based on. You cannot filter by IP. It's quite well known. Filter by domain. It's just that there of the internet, right? So I can choose some name server where I go look up the domain names for IP address. There is no censor. And there are
what's up?
What is the least biased, least censored news source out there?
Alex
Since
Jones.
you
Jones.
oh good.
Oh my god, I can for more than 30 seconds. I think, but it is the guy now that a little bit more Alex Jones that took his place. Carson something, I don't know.
Tucker Carlson or maybe Candace Owens.
Tucker Carlson, that's the guy, yes. I like him because he can remain serious. He end up interviewing even Putin, so he has high level of outreach. Yet he opens to aliens and all these other things as well with his own.
He's so odd, bro. He spends so much time
like
fly fishing. It's the weirdest thing.
Oh, that yeah.
Yeah.
I do like how he keeps the guest, to ask to answer these questions and ask kind of those
he probes them. He doesn't let them get away with and he goes deeper on what they're saying, even if it's uncomfortable. That's why he's cool.
Right. And that's, it's either great that he's doing those things or he's one of the insiders that's playing the hardball character. But either way, it's good to see some of those questions being asked.
It's funny how sometimes you see the news from small network, large network, to repeat verbatim the same phrase. Sometimes people make this composite where you can see them all saying the same phrase in unison. Obviously,
so
that there is.
That's what I was gonna say about internet traffic having all that knowledge around the world. The thing that freaks me out is to be like, oh, this country or continent cares about this thing. They're all searching for this and they need that. So you start targeting whether I'm just trying to think of the money to be made in that aspect of knowing where populations are vulnerable or their needs. That's insane on a global level. And that
it is obviously the reason why instruments like Google made a stupid fortune out of giving out the free services, right? The intelligence you gather through those things. Can you imagine now with ChatGPT and more consumer AIs, so the one of Meta that they try to push down the throat of you in any space, in any app they have.
And the bigger you are, the less that you can afford a mistake.
I don't think they even reason.
I don't care. I don't think they care. It's like the cost of doing business.
It's a contract. They fulfill a contract as best as I can. If nobody complain, I give you all the insight on the intelligence based on a precise single person or group based on profiling. That's what they do. And
I guess what I mean is it's easier to make a catastrophic mistake. It's not so much that you can pay for the mistake. It's just more like you're vulnerable to making larger mistakes when you're that big, like with the slightest misstep.
I mean, if I'm profiling 10 people, I can make a mistake out on 10. If I profile a billion people, probably I can make a mistake on a billion people.
Right. Generalizing has to fail at some point, but what's up?
Isn't that what Palantir is doing? Kind of building your own personal profile, judging your actions and your conversations online to develop a threat score, and then how to potentially neutralize or take action against you. I think they've done some seminars on this.
Jeez.
Great people.
Love them. And we give them more money.
And tell you're a friend, be sure you are a friend.
So I mean,
nothing but great things.
I was thinking about the free Google apps. They're all like vectors in terms of data, right? There are different ways of collecting data. There's video, there's audio, there's Excel files,
Your calendar,
everything,
your conversations.
right? And they all can now with AI, you can connect all that. You can actually create a picture. It's just like the Wi-Fi. You're using the Wi-Fi to see where the person is behind a wall. So that's what I would think is like data. Now it becomes like a point. And it's all in the movies where everything you do is a point, and then it triangulates. Where you are, what you're doing, what you're thinking. Like if you're typing or if you're having a conversation with AI, it's all like triangulation of your physical body. Now it's your mental. Now I don't know if you get into like the whole 5G, 6G, where they actually can like put thoughts or into your brain. I don't know if that's a
microwave frequencies.
Right.
Yep. But
wasn't there something with Target years ago, like 6+ years ago, and Target women were noticing that like weeks before they knew they were pregnant, they were getting ads and mailers for like baby diapers and formula. And somehow Target knew based on the purchase behavior that you were pregnant or about to be pregnant.
Yeah,
Absolutely crazy.
9 months during the night in the house of those ladies to make the client. I send you 9 months before a guy, you think you're dreaming, damn, you get pregnant. And 9 months later, I sell you the pregnancy thing.
That happened. It was a while back. It was a sort of a girl, and she started getting products or gift products.
Come do your registry over here. We got you. We were the ones that alerted you. We deserve your business.
What if the funeral home start advertising to me, man?
You know what they should do?
That's dark.
If I was them, what I would do is like once I figure out they are pregnant, I would set up a baby registry and then send email to all of the friends that you have to start giving you gifts.
Sure. Ask a woman, though. I think they'll want to tell their friends first, but they can pick up after. That's like a big thing they want to tell people.
It's like a secret account. They do it for you, and then once you tell them,
Imagine-
they know. Like, oh, by the way, we have this.
Being like, guess what? And they're like, Target already told me.
When you go to Target, there's probably an opt-in or opt-out where you opt out of them telling your friends. You know what I mean? That's going to happen one of these days.
Wow. Pregnancy tests are just on discount. But okay. One more thought on Google.
It costs more.
This is how crazy it is.
Wait. One more thought. What if they start they figure out what's wrong with you physically, and they start sending you like prescription drugs to help you with that? You know what I mean?
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying.
They could fax a note to your doctor's office.
Oh yeah.
They just offer to deliver the baby for you.
Free delivery.
With the stock, the stork.
Oh my god.
They can send you an email, say cancel everything, it's gonna be stillbirth,
Oh
my goodness.
Too dark. All right, moving, coming back to Google.
Sign the divorce papers now. Get it over with. Anyways, that's another thing. Another service that Google can offer is divorce papers based on your chat.
Holy crap.
Based on the chat of the two people. They're like, it's gonna end. Here are the papers.
Damn,
Wow.
Just from the searches.
Yes.
A divorce lawyer.
I'll give you one if you want.
Hey, but
The AI subscription price wars, and OpenAI is moving toward the share sale after Anthropic did similar moves, because nothing says responsible AI like aggressive monetization and liquidity events. Regulators keep gesturing at antitrust and safety, but the market is basically speedrunning. AI becomes an utility while we are still arguing about the watermarking. As an example, this is big tech that is still printing money while under pressure. We thought the future would be flying cars. Instead, we have 6 AI subscriptions where we get to autocomplete your email. And we lost Chris.
hold on. Coming back real quick before we go to that. You wake up to an Android phone, Google. You check your Gmail, Google. Look at your calendar. Use Maps to get somewhere. You watch YouTube. You browse websites using Chrome. You store files in the drive. You back up photos to photos on Google. You use Google DNS or infrastructure without even realizing it. You visit websites run on Google Cloud services. And that's just the stuff that you can see. Like, I can keep going on this list forever, but a useful way to think about it is in the 1900s, companies controlled railroads, electricity, or oil. Today, Google controls pieces of communication, navigation, information discovery, advertising, mobile operating systems, video distribution, cloud infrastructure. That's just mind-blowing. I don't think we realize how deep that is. I needed to get that out.
Yeah, Europe is doing big move now to bring people outside American products.
Damn. But yeah, trillions of dollars to just do whatever they
You know,
want and
I,
experiment.
I laugh at the Europeans. I'm sorry. I'm a European, but their inability to get things done. Okay, here's an example. Trump is out there doing stuff, right? They're still having talks. Like they'll get together. Let's have talks. Like they talk. They like to talk a lot, but they're like when it's time to like show up, it's like, well, we need to talk about it. You know what I mean?
We're still talking. You haven't decided.
Yeah, they have like it's very like how do I say it? It's very performative. You know what I mean? And that's the appreciate between politicians and non-politicians. Politicians are very performative. They got to take pictures. They got to like, we're gonna do this and show up with
Bro,
the gardens of
you're,
that.
you're describing the legal system over here. Shit.
Oh,
Anyways,
yeah.
Roberto, what were you saying with your question?
Enough about me.
CS Fever, AI in everything, including your fridge and face. A CS is being showed into absolutely everything. Fridges, air clippers, random home gadget. If it has electricity, someone asked, but what if we add a model to it?
I see.
Car makers, meanwhile, chilled on announcing new EVs, partly because policy changes under President Trump made them less financially attractive, so it's all self-driving experience now and connected lifestyles again. Example, your future kitchen, the fridge nags you about your life choices. Their clipper does a smart edge detection, and none of them support firmware updates past 28.
It made me think about all the most basic shit still doesn't have AI. Like you would think the microwave would know when your food is done and it just stopped on its own. Well, this is the crazy one. I saw that China released like posters that are like basically paper and it's like the literally like in the wind moving like fluidly, but it's also a screen. So it's changing advertisements on something that looks like paper. My mind was blown. I'm like, dude, how much longer until just I don't know. AI should be like in your printer and in the shower head, adjusting
We
automatically.
talked about the hammer
Everything
last
should be
week.
thinking. Oh my god, don't get me with the hammer. Chris,
Wi-Fi
tell him to
hammer.
stop, please. It's not
You're
happening.
gonna create a physical product.
But yeah, it's just a matter of time till all your inanimate objects are just thinking and reasoning for no reason at all. You lay down and your lights just turn off,
You don't need AI for that.
Motion sensing.
Microsoft Copilot is gonna end up like Microsoft Edge, is a browser to the other browsers, and Copilot is the AI that is just there, but because you cannot turn it off, a little bit like the one.
I think Microsoft is interesting, dude, because it's like they need to make a brand new company and just start the fuck all over to be able to succeed in AI. That's what it feels like.
That's a better.
I mean, am I wrong?
What happens to an AI when it's not being used? Like you mentioned, these Copilot. You know what I mean? Like imagine if it does have some sort of sentience. It's just sitting there waiting for something to happen or somebody to ask us.
Somebody asked me something. Usually when nobody talks to you, you're alone. You're gonna go in a countryside and write a book. And AI does the same, but write a book every 3 minutes. So after his recovery, he has a freaking library of books that he wrote about being an abandoned AI.
Speaking of books, does a KPD have an API so you can like hook it up to your AI so you can just crank out books all day long?
Exactly, for sure. Okay,
Actually,
Chris in his silent protest is there refusing to show his face because he wants a short episode.
I just had to take my halfway break. Do we have more questions, or can we be done?
can we be done?
Just,
Can we be done? We're
I
talking.
don't know. I want to get to
We're talking about AI.
the other fun stuff.
being
Chris,
in
did
its-
you join a union? Is your union rep in the background telling you to cut it off? What's going on?
I get a mandated 5 every hour, and then
Oh my
every 3 hours,
God.
3 hours at nap time,
Oh,
and 6
shit.
hours a lunch break.
Bro, if you were Greek,
Wow.
you don't need permission to take a nap. You just take a nap. Just
I don't make the rules. You got to talk to my union rep.
Oh my god. I can't
God,
even
dude.
one up this one. This is insane.
I take naps whenever. Dude,
I
I
take
took a nap.
siestas.
I woke up.
They're the best, right? It refreshes the mind and helps you save the information you already learned.
Dude, the thing I just did with the motivation, I literally woke up from a nap and it just was in my head. I was like, oh, and I started messing around with the videos and stuff, and it was like, this is it. This is my next character, literally from an app.
Isn't that the dangerous
Wow.
part, Costas? Because keeping making naps, either you get the one nap and stop and no more naps for 3 years, or you're gonna be full of 365 cool ideas that you start and then abandon.
I don't care.
That's whatever. The bank account is full. Who crap. Yeah, you're right.
To me, creating something, starting something is like the funnest part. Like having that sort of rush of like, I had an idea as I'm building that. Literally, like within a day, I had I bought the URL. I did all the socials. I did all the research. Like within a day, like the basic thing is there.
You need to do an exit to give somebody, hey, this is a self-working system, $5,000. It took you half of a day, so it's a good cash out.
I'm thinking about like the way how do I spin it like for other clients? So because I have clients who might need this, because I'm already doing social media for a client.
Is the art part of your business that you're doing?
I do R&D for the state.
For the state.
Not even kidding.
I was thinking, what would it look like if we spun up like, the Fourturamas as an AI avatars doing the show? You know what I mean? Like figure out we don't even need us. Like, well, hello. I was actually thinking about doing a couple of like shorts of the four of us, either the four of us together or separately.
I don't mind it as like a fun thing we don't publish, but I've seen some of like the AI on it. Like for me personally, I'm not a fan of this tool for myself personally, trying to speak on my behalf, saying like, oh, this is that person who said something. I've lost trust and faith in what kind of content I'm consuming from that person.
Gotcha.
Because I know but that's just me. If you guys are cool with it,
it's a good way. This is a lot of self-confidence. I know an AI is gonna say only more intelligent shit that I can say by myself, so I go.
No, I meant like actually spinning up the cartoon versions of us, like just like the thumbnails and creating.
Oh yeah,
that's what I was talking about. Not the actual people, like nobody cares, but the Futurama characters from our intros, right? All those.
Oh yeah,
and spinning those up I think that would be fun to create those.
That would be cool with our own like original audio. That would be cool. I just wouldn't want them like creating like a new topic or conversation that we never had.
No. Just like we can have them create
we should close the recording just to say.
Nah, continue. Next question because we're talking off topic. Okay. Oh shit! Robots were filmed doing basic tasks like serving food, and then immediately glitching out, knocking things over in restaurants and public demos. Why is it always this will replace humans technology that struggles with the most in extremely normal human environments?
Try yourself.
Shut the fuck up. Have you bought a robot?
Did you see that one that kicked the kid in the gut?
That is hilarious. Yeah, I love that it catches its balance. It's like,
here's the thing, dude. I noticed the other people around were like, no big deal. Like nobody like reacted in any way. They kept doing their thing or whatever. It was like some kids just got like kicked, bro.
My question is, I was
imagine the kid can go in his life and say, hey, it was 2006 when I'm being kicked by a robot, being attacked by a robot.
Dude, my first thought was, how did this country let this out? Like, it's so bad for the reputation. I'm not even going to assume it was China, but it might have just been China.
China does. Yeah, it was a Chinese thing. I've seen some funny robots where they freak out and then the people are like trying to like restrain them, but they're just like completely like spastic. And that's a great word, by the way. It's spastic.
I see mean ones, bro, where people are pushing the robot and it's just falling. I hate those videos. I feel all bad for it.
It's all fun and games until they turn on. And like, what do you think you're doing, Dave?
Oh my god! You know how much I'm worried.
Collecting a lot of data, though.
True.
Yeah. Even the fail is the data point. Even the fail is a data point.
Yeah, it is absolutely.
Here's another good question. If companies are trying to ship AI as fast as possible and governments are trying to slow or shape it and investors are trying to profit from it all at once, who actually ends up deciding what technology we live with day to day? Government? What do you think? Is it the government or is it the people with the money making it happen?
I wonder when technology is going to be so given for granted that if you are not adopting it, you're really cut out from going to the supermarket and shopping. Like many countries require your e-visa means that they expect you to have a smartphone, a phone with a browser, scan the QR code, fill in these things, else you cannot
That's a
cross
good point.
through. I don't. I
That's a
have
good
an old
point.
Nokia.
You're basically saying it's like a typewriter to the computer internet. A lot of people never adopted from that era. You know what I mean? I know my dad never learned how to use a computer.
Yeah, my mother only when she was 70 plus started learning computer.
By the way, trying to help your Greek mother over the phone figure out the internet is the most
Wow.
craziest thing, dude. My mom one time she gave me links to like 24 links to articles, and she's like, print these out for me.
Wow. Wow.
Crazy,
It's like
dude.
just
Was
read
back in
them.
the news there was an article and at the end it was says click here with the link to on a
Oh
printed
yeah. Yeah, the world is transforming. Let's see. At what point does a robot falling in public stop being early tech growing pains and start becoming the actual product experience that people should expect?
If it's
That's
made by
funny.
Microsoft, you would expect that.
Oh shit. Next,
Produced
I'm going to the
Linux.
next one. I'm going to go to the next one. People keep posting AI generated images and videos where things go completely wrong, like turning humans into multiple animals or just incorrect humans. Why is AI so confident even when it's clearly wrong? Is that because AI is being trained on AI?
Somebody told AI, oh, you're doing a good job.
It's like, I'll do that again next time. Thank you. Human liked it first time.
Exactly, that's the idea.
That is pretty funny. All right. Going through, a music lollipop showed up at a tech showcase that plays audio through your teeth while you eat it. Are we
But this
still
is like a
inventing?
decade older.
What is that old?
Yeah, they were doing concert where you had this thing in your mouth and via Bluetooth they play
This is the
music in your
first
mouth.
time I heard of this crazy shit.
No, it's fun. There is also some YouTube video. They do this, some late night show. It's pretty fun.
Weird. Okay. There's now legal action over AI data centers being so loud that nearby residents describe it as constant noise affecting daily life. So, what happens when invisible technology starts becoming physically annoying in real neighborhoods?
Oh,
Just buy some earplugs, fellas. Imagine your government just giving out earplugs and earmuffs. Just come on by the courthouse or the city hall. We got you.
what is it? What is noisy? The data center.
That's a good ass question. I don't know, but I don't they have like a weird humming if I'm not mistaken. If it's big enough, it can't just be the construction.
Yeah, I think it's from their diesel generators running and just like computers, like the fans, like the cooling. That's going to create some sort of hum. I had a chance to drive past a huge data center off of one of our freeways, and it's in an area that like very well to do, but very like rural and homey, and just it's like almost like a mile or more of just huge, almost like Amazon sized warehouses going up, and I'm like passing a farm, I'm passing trees, and then suddenly this huge just complex, and this is going to be a future data center here. But I'm seeing a lot of people complain about the humming, it affecting their groundwater. So I don't know why we need to put data centers absolutely everywhere, contain them, try to be a little more efficient. Why are they putting them absolutely everywhere?
If one gets bombed, we got to fall
Yeah.
back. You know what I mean?
Like
That's
the
all I
one
can
that
think of.
making a piece of every house.
That's a genius one. I hate that. I like that idea, honestly.
I think that this has an history background during the Second World War. I think obviously there's more flight airplane were bombing the electric power for each city, so the city was out of use. In Germany, they were using the engine of the Volkswagen Beetle to be an electricity generator. So every house had an electricity generator that contributed to the grid, and in this way, the city there was no central power plant to bomb, and they could have electricity constant. It's pretty neat. Decentralized electricity production.
Strange. All right. Costas, you got any updates from projects this week you want to talk about?
Oh my god, dude! I was just looking at I don't know. There's a vibe coding job on Indeed.
Literally, it says that.
It literally says that. I'm going to apply
shit.
for it. Anyways, so are we off or still recording? Yeah.
Still,
So yeah. So this project for me is kind of the big deal. Like creating. I mean, when you show somebody the end result, it's like, oh, okay, it's just a cool video. But like the stuff that goes behind it to trying to figure out, like, like your experience, Joe, with your app, you know what I mean? It's like, it's such an interesting, and then for me with my mind, it's like, okay, so I create the basic thing, and now my mind's like, all right, I want to keep adding like extensions, or like, it's like you got a basic 2-bedroom house, and now you're like, okay, now I want to add a pool, like I want to add another room, I want to keep adding to it, which is, it's kind of like it's horrible because you never stop.
I give you one
It's like,
suggestion, Costas. Rather than adding, make the detailed things better. This
okay.
change a lot the way that you can progress with an app, because adding make it weaker. But if you
Mm,
say this small process can be made better, more vetted, more accurate, more like this, then
hmm
you're gonna get to one practical function that is very well defined that does it better than anywhere else, so it wins in the terms.
Here's something, and I agree with you because I've been doing that. Like, okay, so what I did this week was like, I had Hermes just build me the basic, right? Just get it so it's like goes from beginning to end. Basically, the goal was to have an idea and then create a video all the way to post it to YouTube. So it did that, right? And now the last 3 or 4 days has been like going through and like tweaking the different the automation, or the process, you know what I mean, all the different steps. So I'd go through it, it's like, oh, okay, we need to do this, we need to do that, so gradually getting better and better, where it's like, and that's actually kind of fun to like, tweak the little things, say this, don't say that, make the thumbnail this size, not that size, use this font, not that font, you know what I mean? So really fine tune this project, like more so than any other project I've done. And it's literally like 95% automation. Like all I'm doing is just, like, hey, I don't like this text, the way you word things, because it's almost like scripting, not scripting, but writing a joke, right? So you got to refine it, use the right words, economy of words. My inspiration this week was Stephen Wright, and he has a certain way of writing jokes. So it's like the front, the middle, and the end, and it's always like the surprise. He's a weird guy, and I love him the way. So I was trying to use that as an inspiration to write the copy for these videos. So it's Stephen Wright, and also Mitch Hedburn. What's his name? Mitch. I can't hear you, Robert. I think you're muted.
You are muted, Roberto. You're on mute, Roberto.
It's nice, but Steven Wright is more fun, I think. Is the guy that
Stephen,
said, I went to the shop and the owner is closing the shop, and the shop says open 24 hour. And it says to the owner, it's open 24 hour. Yeah, but not in a row,
So stupid.
It's so clever.
So
this is a yeah. I got home one night and I accidentally put my car keys in the house, so I took the
That
house
was
around.
smart.
Anyway, so that was my inspiration this week is Stephen Wright, and I think that I was able to basically capture his way of doing his jokes without copying him, of course, and doing it in a 10-second video, which is that's my
I've actually taken my writing and then compared it to actual authors that write like me, so then I can actually form a voice for myself. So my actual natural writing, I compared it to others.
Okay,
But
now the question is this: in the future, even kids in school that they need to write a composition, it's just how they train their own personal AI to write as if it's them, to reason if it's them,
that's a good
and
question.
we're gonna write, record voice, draw, make a video only based on as personality, and this is going to be valued as our own creation, or we need to do it ourselves, because there are many things that now we use tools to do that is still ours, but we didn't actually do it ourselves, like an operation calculator. 36 multiplied by 27 is my calculation, is my result, but I use a calculator to do it. So did I do the calculation? No.
Okay, here's my answer. I think self-discovery is going to become even more important, because if you do have AI speaking for you, you're going to want it to be as accurate as possible. Like, I think it's going to be obvious if it's like inauthentic or you're trying to be something you're not. It'll be even more blatant.
yeah.
And you're almost, it's, you know what it's like? It's like when you take a personality test, and the test, you start answering questions that you think people want to hear instead of how you actually feel. That's what it's going to be like. Like, you need to actually be as honest as possible, how you actually think, or else people will sense that insincerity just from speaking and your writing in general. But what's funny though is my actual writing is just like a woman. So I already know. Even as a kid, I've had girly handwriting, and yeah, I get compared to female authors a lot.
Sounds like yeah, dang.
Your mic
Well,
is muted, Roberto. But go ahead, Costas.
I was going to say, so you know how we're talking about like synthetic data. So the next big thing is I mean, the new Bitcoin is authentic data, like us, like we are authentic, like the content or the information that comes out of our mouth is truly authentic. So if based on what you said, if we can continue, which is the hardest thing because like I think most people are natural inclination is to try to fit in, right? So you like social media is perfect example. Like people do the thing that gets them attention. People do the thing that goes in viral. So now you got like 100 people doing the same thing. Are they really authentic? Now they have different flavors of that, right? But if you can truly remain true to who you are,
Shit.
that is truly the next Bitcoin. That's truly the most valuable thing that comes out of a human experience.
Dude, that's funny you said that because I've never made content because people want to see it. I make it because I want them to understand who I really am.
Yeah.
That's funny. Never thought about that. But I still will research like how to hook people in a video. You know, I'm not completely ignorant to capture them.
Those are the mechanics. I would say those are the mechanics of communication. Now, how you can, you know, like the actual words that you use that come out of your mouth are yours. Like, but you put them in a sequence that is more effective for like viral and all those things. But ultimately, because with this thing I'm working on, like it does the whole operation. It does it right. It does the thumbnails. It does all this stuff. But the part that is me that it comes from me is the words. The words are going to be spoken, and choosing the right words in the right sequence. It still doesn't do the right job. It kind of starts okay, but you sort of have to massage it, and like I don't know what you're talking about, so you have to like do it so it makes sense.
This is another thing that I need to bring up because people assume, even with like cases and lawsuits and stuff. First of all, let me just say, a judge canceled the whole case after lawyers admit they didn't read the AI generated filings, and he barred them for 2 years from appearing in thousands of dollars, right? And these are actual lawyers, right? But my point is, people might assume, oh, you're doing stuff with AI, when in reality, there is so much thought process that is original, ideas, thoughts, connections that you have to have yourself that AI is not going to make unless you bring it up, right? And I think that's the biggest misconception is like people think you're using a tool and it's doing the work for you. It's not fucking thinking for you. You know what I mean? That's the biggest difference. Not everybody's using it.
I mean, it's like, I mean, I've worked more since using AI than ever before. I work harder, longer.
I agree.
Like basically, like it's not just me and my thoughts. Now I'm battling this other thing. So here's the thing: I have to be better at communicating. Like I have to step up my game to communicate what I want exactly, because I can't just like blah blah blah. I got to be like clear. Like today, it created this because I had the version V1 and V2, right, and it was getting mixed up. And I had to go in there and like think about, getting organized because it was just all over. They had files over here, files over there. I had to like get rid of all this shit, get my files organized, be clear about what it is that I'm doing. And every step, it's like, hey, are you clear about this? This is how I want it. Are you clear? Make sure you update the file, the JSON or whatever it was.
And knowing what to do is completely different than knowing what you want or what you want to fix. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like that's kind of where Roberto comes in, because he gave us like a checklist in a video the other day of how to design your app, and I was like, oh dude, super fucking useful. Like these are the steps, and I just converted the transcript and I put it off like on the side. So now when you're at the end phase of your project, I throw that in there. But that's different than completely vibe coding, because the vibe coding is just like, okay, what do I see? What do I not like? What do I want to change just visually from looking at this thing? And then Roberto gives you the actual technical security background, all that.
Yeah, you still need that. Like it's good to just get it out and then you clean it up. Once it's working, you lock it in. You say, okay, let's clean it up. Let's organize the files, because like if you're not organized, if it's not organized, it's freaking chaos. And then you add the wrong LLM, it's like crazy. It starts deleting shit. I mean, like, I mean, I've swore more at these AIs than ever before. You know what I mean? Because it's like eventually, like, what the F?
I'm not gonna lie, cussing actually helps. Like when I'm pissed and I fucking finally say some like bad word, AI doesn't fuck up after that. It's weird.
Oh yeah, it gets. And by the way, that's the greatest hack, is when you're on the phone and you're going through the press 1, press 2, and you start effing bomb.
Oh yeah,
talking F bombs.
They connect you to an agent
right away, dude.
Yeah, this dude's pissed.com.
Yeah,
Thoughts on this?
Oh, yeah, sorry. We said 1 hour episode today. That's why I put things in motion for later. It's 1.5 hours now. Are we keep going? Closing? Oh.
Last thing I'll say. Layoffs reportedly hit Sam Altman's creepy eyeball scanning startup. Any thoughts on that? No thoughts. I just thought that was the weirdest news of the week. Creepy eyeball scanning startup.